welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Megha Sharma. Now, an all-out political war is raging over the National Herald case. Earlier, the Enforcement Directorate filed a charge sheet against Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi as well as Sam Pitroda. The charges against them include money laundering, tax evasion, financial irregularities and misappropriation of property. This comes after the Enforcement Directorate served notices to take possession of immovable assets worth 661 crore rupees in Delhi, Mumbai and Lucknow. The Enforcement Directorate's money laundering probe began in 2021 against the Associated Journals Limited, which publishes the National Herald newspaper and is owned by Young Indian. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are the majority stakeholders of Young Indian and have been under the Enforcement Directorate's radar. They are under the ED lens over allegations that they acquired the Associate Journal Limited and its assets for a mere 50 lakh rupees against an alleged loan extended by the Congress party, although the properties were valued at over 2,000 crore. Meanwhile, the Congress party has slammed the centre over the Enforcement Directorate's move and has claimed that this is nothing but quote-unquote vendetta in legal disguise and selective justice is actually nothing but political thuggery. Let's start off our conversation. Joining me on the telecast is Rakesh Singh, who's the managing editor of NewsX. Thank you very much, Rakesh. And what are the latest updates till now in the Enforcement Directorate's new charge sheet against Rahul, Sonia and a few other Congress associates?
देखिए मेघा, जिस तरह से चार्जशीट दाखिल किया गया और इसमें कांग्रेस के पूर्व अध्यक्ष सोनिया गांधी और कांग्रेस के पूर्व अध्यक्ष राहुल गांधी के नाम इसमें जिक्र किया गया, उसके जिस तरह से आपने आज विरोध प्रदर्शन देखा देश के विभिन्न हिस्सों में, ये साफ तौर पे कांग्रेस का ये आरोप है कि बीजेपी इस मसले को लेकर राजनीति कर रही है। नेशनल हेराल्ड, जैसा कि आप जानती हैं, आजादी से पुराना अखबार है, लेकिन नेशनल हेराल्ड पर भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप साल 2012 में लगे थे और इसके खिलाफ सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी ने केस दर्ज किया था, जैसा कि आप जानती हैं। बीजेपी नेता सुब्रमण्यम स्वामी ने अपनी याचिका में कहा था कि यंग इंडिया प्राइवेट लिमिटेड ने सिर्फ 50 लाख रुपए में 90 करोड़ रुपए वसूलने का उपाय निकाला, जो नीमो किया। और इस पूरे मसले को लेकर ईडी जांच कर रही थी और ईडी ने चार्जशीट दाखिल किया है और इसका साफ तौर पे कांग्रेस के नेताओं का जो प्रदर्शन, जो मजमून है, उसका साफ तौर पे कांग्रेस के नेता का कहना है कि विपक्ष को कुचलना चाहती है बीजेपी। कांग्रेस के कई नेताओं के बयान, लेकिन जहां तक एजेंसियों की बात, एजेंसी का साफ तौर पे कहना है कि ये मामला जिस तरह से आगे बढ़ा है और इस मामले में जो अभी तक जांच में जो बात सामने आई है उसमें भ्रष्टाचार की बात सामने आई है और इसी लिए कांग्रेस के दोनों नेताओं का, जिसका जिक्र किया, चाहे राहुल गांधी हो, सोनिया गांधी के, उनके जो चार्जशीट में नाम आया है। लेकिन ये मसला काफी राजनीतिक रूप लेने जा रहा है और जिस तरह से इसका असर जो है आने वाले समय में काफी देखने को मिलेगा।
जी बिल्कुल, यहाँ पे स्ट्रॉन्ग चार्जेस जो कांग्रेस के लीडर्स, प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस हुई हैं बीजेपी द्वारा, कांग्रेस द्वारा। यहाँ पे कांग्रेस कहती है ये बीजेपी पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ वेंडेटा खेल रही है, इंटिमिडेशन बाय द प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड द होम मिनिस्टर। ये चार्ज 2021 से लगातार कांग्रेस बीजेपी पर लगा रही है, इससे इस केस पर कुछ असर पड़ेगा या नहीं?
देखिए मेघा, आरोप प्रत्यारोप का दौर चलेगा, लेकिन एजेंसी जो है अपने अनुसार काम करती है, नियम के अनुसार जो रूल होता है उसके तहत काम करती है। लेकिन जो सत्ता में जो पार्टी रहता है उसमें विपक्ष द्वारा ये आरोप जरूर लगता है कि एजेंसियों का भेजा इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है और इसी को लेकर कांग्रेस का, आप चाहे अशोक गहलोत की बात कर ले या जो बड़े नेता हैं कांग्रेस की उनकी बात करें, जयराम रमेश हो या रणदीप सुरजेवाला जैसे नेता हो, सभी यही बात कर रहे हैं कि एजेंसियों का दुरुपयोग किया जा रहा है। लेकिन रविशंकर प्रसाद, जो कि बीजेपी के कदावर नेता हैं और पूर्व केंद्रीय मंत्री हैं, उन्होंने साफ तौर पे कहा कि कांग्रेस को प्रदर्शन करने का अधिकार को मैं चुनौती नहीं दूंगा, लेकिन प्रदर्शन किस बात के लिए? मैं बिहार से आता हूं और वहां जब भी लालू यादव उनके परिवार की जमीन के बदले नौकरी मामले में ईडी और सीबीआई पूछताछ करती है, तब लोग पहुंच जाते हैं धरना देने के लिए। क्या वही मॉडल कांग्रेस ने अपना लिया है? तो ये तमाम चीजें हैं और ये मसला जिसका मैं लगातार जिक्र कर रहा हूं कि कांग्रेस के लिए, क्योंकि अगर गांधी परिवार पर जब नाम आता है तो कांग्रेस के जो भी नेता हैं, स्टेट के नेता, केंद्रीय नेता, वो एकजुटता दिखाते हैं और आज विरोध प्रदर्शन जिस तरह से दिखा वो इसी को दिखाने की एक कोशिश के रूप में है।
Okay, all right. Thank you, Rakesh. I'm also being joined right now by Anand. Anand, what are the developments? There have been press conferences, the latest one that had been held by senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Politics of vendetta is the big charge that has been once again levelled by the Congress against the BJP, against Home Minister and the Prime Minister. What other information do you have with regards to how the Congress is going to tackle this issue?
Yeah, Megha, look, this is a very fresh press conference that has been addressed by one of the senior leaders of Congress, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who is also the legal cell head of the Grand Old Party. And while addressing the press conference over here, he said that no illegality was carried out by the Congress party, as it had given loans worth rupees 90 crore to AJL, the company which owned National Herald, Navjeevan, and one of the Urdu newspapers of the Congress party before independence. And in the last 50 years after independence, the party gave loan worth rupees 90 crores. And similarly, the new company which the Congress said that the Young India Limited was formed, it was to support and make AJL debt-free so that the National Herald can continue publishing the newspaper. And so that company was formed under Section 25, which clearly states that this is a not-for-profit company. And clearly, there was no violation of money laundering, as the ownership of all the assets of the Associated Journal Limited, that is the owner of the National Herald, remains with the AJL only and not with the Young India Limited. So this is a very big claim.
Yeah, this case has been dragging. 2014 is when the charges had been levelled against the Congress, against the Gandhis by Subramanian Swamy, and since then 2021 Enforcement Directorate has continued to probe against the Gandhis. Joining me also on the telecast is Tehseen Poonawala. Tehseen, what do you think are going to be the implications of this? The case has dragged on for what, 5 to 6 years. 2021 is when it started off with the Enforcement Directorate probing the case. There have been questioning that has taken place, interrogations of Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi in the past as well. Where is the case heading towards?
Thank you, Megha, so much for having me on the show. To your first very pointed question, what do I think will happen to this case purely legally? I think as much of this case will come out as much as the most honorable Prime Minister's press conferences, that is zero. Look, there are certain things that are continuously repeated by the Enforcement Directorate. Let me attempt to put a clarity on all of these things. You're right, this case pertains to 2012, a private complaint. No complaint was taken cognizance by agencies that are required to do so, which is the CBI, etc., for which a predicate offense can then be registered by the ED. It's done so on a private complaint. Who is the gentleman Subramanian Swamy, then an individual who then in 2013 joins the Bharatiya Janata Party. That's the first part. A loan of 90 crores is given for a newspaper that is associated with our freedom struggle, of which Subhash Chandra Bose writes that he's grateful to this newspaper for giving him a column. And it is a newspaper that the party in its objective says wants to revive. So the political party gives a loan of 90 crores. The second lie that is spread continuously. Is a political party allowed to give loans? Not only is it allowed to give loans, these loans are duly accounted for, and the Election Commission has upheld it many a times, including 2018 last. Any member of the Congress party objected to this loan? No. Who's objected? Subramanian Swamiji. Third, this loan is now is used for VRS for journalists to pay the electricity bills and outstanding amounts. It's not a one-time loan given, a loan's given over a period of a few years. Now, AGL obviously cannot repay this loan. So a new SPV is created, which is a not-for-profit company, as Anandji rightly said, a Section 25 company, which now converts this loan to equity. Is that anything illegal? No. Next slide, told by the BJP continuously that the assets of National Herald can now go to Young India because Mrs. Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi between them control about 70% of this company, 72% to be precise. Again, Young India is a not-for-profit company. They can't even take the dividends. But if only the BJP would have read the first line of Young India. I'm not even asking them to read the third or fourth line because that's too much to read for BJP. The first line. The objectives of Young India are very clearly said that nothing from AGL can be transferred. More importantly, a lot of the assets of AGL are government properties that are leased out to AGL. How can they be transferred and sold? What may happen future crime? A crime is being registered today. No crime is sold. Those buildings are there. Legitimately, people are asking then why did ED confiscate the properties? ED confiscating the properties itself shows how vindictive ED is, because when there is no conviction against the Gandhis, no conviction against Young India, how can you seize properties and confiscate it? What properties are you confiscating? The properties are still there. Now the next point comes in. Allow me to clarify. But these properties are giving are giving some things on rent, like for example, a restaurant or shop. As long as the objective of running a newspaper is met. For example, please allow me another minute and I'll be done. NewsX has a nice building. Let's hypothetically say it was in Film City, and the government has given the Film City land to NewsX. It's not a NewsX for your viewers to know, but I'm just saying hypothetically, or a news channel in Film City. It can have a cafe, coffee day, or a barista or a Starbucks as long as the objective of the news is being met. Is that being violated? No. Again, can the shareholders take the rent home? They can't. ED is not does it. What's the next allegation that the ED is made? The ED now says, all right, where was this newspaper? The newspaper is being printed. It is online. All of that is working. So where is the case? Repeatedly, the Gandhis have got relief in court. So what does the BJP said? Oh, but the courts have refused to quash the case. Yes, because in ED, the presumption is you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. As a result of which the cases cannot be quashed. But repeatedly, courts have said, where is the offense? Even today, they are waiting for it. They said these are serious allegations, serious offenses, investigated. Has the ED investigated and got anything except for the same old Gisa-Pita things that they've been repeating on WhatsApp and all through rumor mongering? Okay. Has anything come out?
Okay, all right, but then, you know, if it is not a matter of crores of worth of rupees or about property, then would it not be appropriate for the Gandhis to let go of their 38% each stake, which amounts to about 78%, is that what you said, to private entities? I mean, just because here it is that the Enforcement Directorate is putting out that charge sheet against you, and if this is a non-for-profit, is there a need for Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi to continue to keep their stake in the company?
So once again, they are stakeholders in Young India. Young India has zero assets. Young India has only converted loan to equity. So the right question to ask Megha is converting loan to equity wiping off the loan? Now let me give you an example. One of the best, most senior people in our country, political figures, the most honorable Prime Minister. His government right now has converted the loan given to Idea Vodafone into equity. That is your taxpayers' money, my money, Anand's money, Sumit's money, everyone here, Jasmine's money, and Sujata's money. I can see Sujata on screen. It is their money that has been converted debt to equity. So now by the same logic, let me say Mrs. Gandhi is corrupt, Rahul Gandhi is corrupt. This is an illegal act. Now I am asking you, Megha, converting loan to equity is wrong. So idea Vodafone में जो loan to equity convert हुआ है taxpayer के पैसे से same policies will lie. There the most honorable finance minister will say that's in public interest. Again I'm saying in a not-for-profit company, if the shareholders cannot take the rent, cannot take the dividend, cannot take the assets, which is the first line of the objectives of Young India, what is the crime? Can somebody out here tell me the criminality except for the WhatsApp forwards that the ED has put in its chart sheet, which is actually WhatsApp forward? So I have one last suggestion. I honestly, because this government loves to rename, I honestly, with my heart, bottom of my heart, I want to tell this government, rename ED to BD. You know what's BD? Bajrang Dal. It's an arm of the government. ED has become an arm of the government. This kind of things, these officers should remember, these IPS and IRS officers, that their loyalty is to the Constitution of India, not to the political party. They should remember, these are great officers. Don't do this. Okay. The first three words of our constitution are "Be the people." Their loyalty should be to them. Don't do these WhatsApp forwards in charge sheet. The court's going to throw it out. In any case, nothing will happen. Okay. The harassment is the punishment. The process is the punishment. Okay. But theek hai.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take this. The next panelist I have with me, Jasmine Sandewala. She's a BJP spokesperson. Jasmine, what do you have to say to what Tehseen Poonawalla said? What's wrong when it's a non-for-profit organization that is functional. It has been since 1938 that the Enforcement Directorate continues to hound the Gandhis. And more importantly, the case has been going on for 8 years. There's no proof that the Enforcement Directorate has been able to bring out.
Well, I begin with the history of this entire National Herald story. It was established in 1937 by Reverend Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and he was given land on concessional rates in India and to run newspapers. So 3 newspapers were being run by this association. One was, of course, the National Herald. One was a Hindi newspaper, Navjeevan, and the other was an Urdu newspaper, Qawmi Awaz. Now, what happens is the biggest, I have heard to Mr. Qasim Poonawalla, and he's a great speaker, and I have great regard for him. In fact, I start feeling nervous when he's talking, because the man is brilliant. Now, I just want to say one thing. If the Congress has nothing to hide, it has nothing to hide. It takes a loan of 90 lakhs from All India Congress Committee and buys assets worth 50 lakhs.
90 crores.
When the value of that entire property, of that entire trust was 2,000 crores. I rest that case on that. Then there's another point. Why did Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi individually transfer their 38% each, respectively, stakeholders to their names? Why couldn't it go to the Congress party? Why do the Gandhis have to individually own the Congress party? The Congress party is definitely going to create hue and cry because the purse strings are controlled by the Gandhis. No wonder they're going on the roads. You see, when we say that they are grilled by the ED, with due respects to the Gandhis, every citizen of this country has the same rights. If I'm grilled or you're grilled tomorrow by the ED, no VIP treatment cannot be given to Robert Vadra. No VIP treatment can be given to Sonia Gandhi. We are all Indians, right from the rickshaw puller to the Prime Minister of this country.
Okay. But so Jasmine, that's again I'm saying, this case has dragged on.
Last point, give me
okay.
1 second.
Yeah.
Last point.
Yeah, okay.
Last point. They surreptitiously stopped publishing the newspapers or indulging in any publication activity in 2008. When somebody informs the Congress that the agencies are trying to fix them up, are trying to probe, they start republishing in 2016 because they were going to sell the assets. Now there is a huge line of discrepancies in this entire transfer of 38% stakeholding to the Gandhis. And I'm sure the ED is capable of presenting its case. And I have great confidence in the judicial system of this country.
Okay.
Let the Gandhis face the truth.
Okay. My question over here is that every single time there have been investigative agencies that have filed charge sheets and ensured that there are inquiries and probes that have taken place against alleged corruption cases by politicians. I think barring a couple of names that come to mind, there has not been a single politician that has been brought to book, that has been put behind bars. This case itself, National Herald case itself, has dragged on for years together from 2014 up until 2025. It's almost 10 years now. You take a look at what happened during the Arvind Kejriwal saga, where he was put behind bars and is out on interim bail. What really has come of the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI inquiries against him? So are we at this point of time just trying to create a lot of drama for the sake of it? Because this is this political vendetta, one political party against the other, and really nothing comes of it, where the taxpayers of the country, the citizens of the country are witnessing charges of corruption, of money laundering, of embezzlement taking place. But really no politician is worth his salt has ever had to face the consequences of his acts. Jasmine, would you like to answer that?
Yes, I would like to answer that. It's a very unfortunate system in our country, because what happens is that cutting across party lines, when any time a leader or a politician of great stature is asked by the enforcement agencies in this country, we try to say it is political vendetta. We try to say, oh, they are witch hunting. I want to ask you one thing. You and I are middle class people who go to work. Is there any way, what is the system that if I float a company with a corpus of 1 lakh rupees, can I buy land worth 7.5 crores in 3 weeks' time? Will the Chief Minister, Mr. Bhupinder Hooda, transfer the land to my name in mutation and I sell that land for 65 crores? Only the politicians and the Gandhis can get away with this.
Okay. Tehseen, you want to make a point?
Sorry, I was mute. But two things on Robert's case, because that's Robert's case is not a case of government land. Not 1 inch of government land has been bought by Robert. In fact, I told Robert the other day at lunch that now that PGV is in Parliament, they're going to go after him. Look, Robert's case has gone to 4 constitutional courts: the Honorable Allahabad High Court, Honorable Delhi High Court, Honorable Delhi High Court under the then Chief Justice, and Honorable Supreme Court, Court number 2. The Justice then became the Chief Justice of India. And all 4 times, the CBI, in fact, under the current Honorable Prime Minister, said that there is no case against Robert. This is a private transaction of a man buying private land and selling it to a private property, to a private builder. There is no government land. The change of user also has not happened for that 2.5 acres. Is actually the plan of the Gurugram 2025 master plan. But let me just come to the National Herald case, because Robert's case, I do understand that these are the things that keep coming out on the National Herald. Jasmine said something very interesting, which was my argument. She gave out my argument once again. She said, look, the Gandhis could have sold it. Look, could have sold. I could have done something. I could have been Superman, but I'm not Superman. You can't prosecute somebody for something that could have happened. You have to prosecute somebody for a crime that happened. Jasmine herself admitted that there's no crime happened, which is precisely every single friend of mine from the BJP says, oh, you could.
But isn't that the responsibility and the job of the Enforcement Directorate to probe into the case? And only after that, there is going to be the courts that are going to decide after hearing arguments of what the judgment will be.
No, you're wrong, Megha. With respect, because a predicate offense can only be registered by a corruption agency, be the CBI or a police. Here, an enforcement directorate is investigating a predicate offense for a crime that has not happened. Even BJP is saying on a complaint of a private person who then joins BJP. What law is this? So can I hypothetically ask you, I can today, as an individual, file a case against the BJP for converting debt to equity in Vodafone Idea, because tomorrow Vodafone Idea can be sold to somebody else.
Okay.
Does this make any sense? And again, Robert never bought private government land, not a millimeter. It is private land bought, private land sold.
Private land bought where he could not buy
my other panelists.
3.5. I want to answer that.
Ask me how much he can buy.
I want to answer that. Give me time.
Yes, please go ahead.
The private land was bought in village Shokapur in Gurgaon for an amount of 7.5 crores. The gentleman had just floated his company by the name of Skylight Hospitality with a corpus of 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees. And the authority, Mr. Ashok Khemka, and senior IS officer, infamously famous for his honesty, came down in 2012 that how could this irregularity happen under the East Punjab Act? The land could not be sold in that village and mutated. I can quote verbatim that ruling. And unfortunately, for people like us, for middle class and poor people like us, what happens is that we stand and get housing projects while the Chief Minister posted Mr. Khemka in 5 hours' time because of this judgment. But unfortunately for Robert Vadra, the honest IS officer completed his probe on the 15th of October 2012 and said that this mutation in this village is wrong.
Okay.
Can I please answer that?
Okay, quickly.
So
I will.
I know
quickly,
there's a Congress
30 seconds. I have my other panelists also who would like to make a comment here.
Except that the government is not even prosecuting him for that. The mutation itself, Ashok Khemka was wrong. That was not said by the Hooda government. Hooda government did transfer him. That was said by the Khattar government. In fact, Khattar government made him go walking. They took away his official car. And what is the capital? How do you set up a company? What is the capital you put into the company is irrespective of the worth of the company. Some of the biggest companies of India set up at a capital base of 1 lakh. That's a completely different
very
argument.
No, obviously there were other charges with regards, but I'm not going to get into the Robert Vadra case. That's a different entity, although both these developments have happened right after one another. Today, Robert Vadra was again called. He was interrogated. There were those visuals playing on our screens early in the morning. But Sumit, let's hear it from you about the situation. Again, the question, the fact that there are these Enforcement Directorate inquiries and investigations and interrogations that take place, but really nothing is coming out of it. Again, the same charges that have been levied by Arvind Kejriwal, that this is witch hunt, this is politics of vendetta, by the BJP, something similar that is being spoken by Congress spokespersons and leaders right now, when this probe carries on in National Herald. The onus of proving the crime is on the Enforcement Directorate. It does not seem to be doing its job well.
Megha ji, when you look at such high profile cases, there's always going to be political pressure. There's always going to be a lot of hue and cry around them. But look at the merit of the case. Let me give you an example. First of all, they were saying, "Bhai, charge sheet kahan hai? If we have done anything, why don't you press the charges? Where is the charge sheet?" When the charge sheet was about to be pressed, Robert Vadra went with Bayan Baja Barat to ED. He marched to ED. He could have chosen to, I believe he has a lot of cars. He walked down from his Sujan Singh Park Road with all the tamasha by BJP chor, Modi chor, all that thing, political vendetta, that happened. Point number two, if you look at some of the cases of the India, they take 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Ram Janam Bhoomi is the one. By that logic, anything beyond 10 years, we should kiss it goodbye, say, bhai, kuch nahi hua, let's call it a day. Point number three, why it is always when you question Congress or Mr. Vadra or Mrs. Gandhi, the sky starts falling. I mean, anybody can be questioned. When you were grilling the Honorable Prime Minister for 22 years, he never complained. He never said, I don't believe anything. He said, "Theek hai yaar, you want to set a SIT, High Court, Supreme Court, whichever, I'll go through it." Point number four, in this Herald case, one thing very interesting I want to propose on national TV. Can poor individuals like Megha Sharma and Sumit Peer be replaced by Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi?
मेरा नाम भी लो
भाई हमारे नाम कर दो, बहुत गरीब आदमी है. So what is the problem? तहसीन भाई बोल दो हमारे नाम कर दे. We'll be very happy. I mean, everything will add. Just put Megha Sharma. So and Jasprit ji का भी नाम डाल दो. हम तीन के नाम कर दो. There will be no controversy. And Tehsim ji made a very interesting point about this idea. Now, if Nirmala ji would have, turned the loan into equity and put it in his daughter's name, and Modi ji would have put it in his name, then the hell would have broken loose, much bigger. But it is not in their personal name. Here, the benefiters are Gandhis for 20,000 crores of properties, which is $3.5 billion. So, when I have this kind of assets, when I do my balance sheet, don't I show them as assets in my balance sheet? I'm asking a financial question. Yes, I show them as assets in my balance sheet. So, for investing nothing, I have got around $3.5 billion worth of assets as my personal wealth. By that logic, if you go, look at a company like Amazon, which is in loss, but why is Jeff Bezos one of the richest men in the world? It is how the net worth is calculated. Okay. So your net worth has increased. And why only this magic couldn't be done by Rahul Gandhi ji and Sonia Gandhi ji? Why not by Sumit Peer and Megha Sharma? हमसे क्या दुश्मनी? हमें भी बना दो यार.
All right. Sujata, let's hear it from you. How is the Congress going to defend itself against the ED charges levied against Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi?
See, whatever happens in court, we will see what happens. But the fact is that I was listening to certain very bizarre kind of arguments, and to those bizarre arguments, I would only say that they are saying exactly what the Prime Minister is trying to say, that everything, sab kuch mera kar do. Transfer everything into my name, my people's name, and I'll be satisfied. And here, let's face it, ED to sirf bahana hai, Gandhis par nishana hai, because there are elections coming up where the Prime Minister knows that from 400, 400 par, non-biological was made into a biological creature. He was given 240. He knows that the Congress Adhiveshan took place in Gujarat, so we are making inroads over there. They are becoming weak. There's infighting in the Bharatiya Janata Party, and that is why the Congress leaders are going to be targeted. And
Okay.
Rahul Gandhi, we know, was thrown out of his house, thrown out of parliament because this was political vendetta. And Mr. Sumit Peer has just admitted to it by saying कि मेरे नाम पे कर दो, अरे जो चीज आपकी नहीं है उसको आपके नाम पे क्यों करें?
Okay,
पहली
all
बात.
right.
दूसरी बात,
All right.
when we
No,
talk about
again,
young
the point, basically, point being raised by the BJP and Sumit Peer was that why cannot the properties be handed over to the Congress, and why does it have to be under the names of Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi? But okay, fine. Nonetheless, I'm out of time. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast, and we'll keep a close eye on those developments. Like I said, this case has been building up for the last several years. Nothing really has come of it. Will anything come of it in the near future? We'll keep a close eye. Thanks for watching NewsX.